Hello, people of the planet. Welcome back to my channel. This is Port Charles Public Radio, brought to you by Aurora Media. I'm your host. My name is Abby. Let's talk about Thursday. We have a new character. I'm just very excited because I love it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. That doesn't feel right. So maybe if I just talk through it, because I know there are more people, right? Besides the people that we know who are casted, who have names. I mean, there's like, yeah, I forgot Trent, right? The bodyguard and all the other fucking bodyguards. How many were there? 5 total. So I guess, all right, there's 19 people. Wow, there's so many feels about today. Obviously, I'm speaking like right away about it. Carly and Ava being the decoy, that would have worked. I guess there was just like no time for a wig, so we knew that. Right? There's no time because we only have an hour. So them just finding a Gladys wig right away would have kind of been ridiculous. But letting Ava walk out there with her blonde ass hair and glasses is not gonna make you not think that's not fucking Ava. That was dumb. Honestly, you couldn't have put like a General Hospital hoodie over her. Like, you could have put a General Hospital hoodie because, like, she just got shot. Like, put her in scrubs and, like, make it look like she's wearing scrubs and then put a hoodie over her so then you don't see that, like, this woman is a victim of a gunshot and you don't see the stuff on her. So anybody, like, paying attention could have noticed that there was a blonde-ass woman walking over there. That was dumb. That was really dumb. I'm just throwing out how dumb that was. But you know what? Like, that isn't what I'm yelling about. What I'm actually yelling about is fucking Nicholas. And I just think if I don't get this off my chest, I'm gonna get a little louder, and I think my neighbor is gonna complain. So, because Nicholas is an idiot. We know this, right? He's an idiot. And he keeps doing things like this where he thinks he's helping and he's just like flabbergastedly dumb. Like, it just happens. He just falls into being dumb. How did he think that him setting up a shot to be his own fucking sniper would work? Because he's so good at being a stealthy sniper, right? He's so good at being stealthy. Why would he? I mean, I guess he thinks he can pull it off because he was in Port Charles for God knows how many months with nobody knowing. But he's a little too cocky. And he was alone? Like, I guess, because he's flipped out because his wife, like, is going into that situation. But how he thinks he can handle this alone is beyond it's because he's cocky. Nicholas is a cocky motherfucker. And you know what? It was honestly this moment where I was watching it, and they were like, look, we found this guy lining up a shot and threw him down, that I exploded, and I was like, oh my God, like, Nicholas, you idiot. Like, there was a whole thing, and it made me realize, like, I should probably, like, record myself sometimes watching this and just, like, speed it up and then, like, play it for you guys at the end. And just be like, and here's some great clips or something, live reactions, like real-time reactions or something. Because, like, that, like, oh, God, that was just a moment I had. I was like, you are an idiot. What? And I just can't stop saying it. He's an idiot. So I've been, like, very upset about that one because he just does things like that. And, like, it's fine because it took us away from Ava walking in there with her blonde head not fucking covered. right? Like, why did they cover her? Why didn't they cover her? Why didn't they cover her up? I mean, I know it's summer, but like a hoodie would have been better than nothing. Scrubs. I don't know. Just like and a scarf doesn't make sense because, that's weird, but I just think her blonde head, I was like, what are you doing? You're actually walking her out there in broad daylight in a parking lot? What? And then they showed me Nicholas, and I was just like, you idiot! There's a whole thing. It was a whole thing. So that's whatever. Carly thought this was a good idea, and I was really wondering. I was watching her as she was standing there in her powerhouse. She looked good, but like, God, she had a lot of like area to get shot. And I was staring, wondering if like maybe she had like it would have been cool if she accidentally, if she like had someone take a shot at her chest and like she actually had body armor, like a corset. That would have been dope. That would have been a really cool thing to see. But like, it looks like for the scenes for tomorrow, Jason's gonna get there in the nick of time, and that is fucked up. That the fact that like these guys are somehow in Canada and Jason got there like that. No. Does he just have a chopper on standby? No. That doesn't. No. I don't want to. No. How? She was like, I have less than an hour, Jason, because like when she called him, it was probably at least, I'm gonna say 45 minutes later. She got 45 minutes left, 15 minutes, not 45 minutes later. She's probably 15 minutes in or whatever, 10, 15, because it did take her a whole like commercial break to consider if she was going to call him or not. I could yell about this one. This one was a little extreme. I got pretty uppity about this. I'm like, how is Jason just going to show the fuck up tomorrow? We'll see. But today, before all that, Cyrus and Spinelli were in that warehouse, and poor Spinelli, man, he was about to start losing some fingers. I was not into that. Like, Cyrus was threatening to take the Spinelli. So I can understand why Jason shows up like Speedy Gonzalez, because, like, Cyrus had his Spinelli. But I don't understand. They're going to have to explain that one to me. Fucking explain. You better give me an explanation on how he's going to show up at the nick of time tomorrow. Today, Jason was sitting there and he was having this conversation with Britt. And let me tell you, I was not ready for the sex yesterday. And then today, she's sitting here saying, you're not going to leave me behind. I'm not somebody who just gets left, bro. And she was like, no. And he sat there and explained to her that it was like his fault that she's in this situation. Even though she willingly walked through the door, he opened it. So like this open door analogy is hilarious and pretty straightforward. And I'm glad that like they used such a broad analogy to like explain it. That was cute. That was good writing. And I just want to like commend these two on like showing us their chemistry. After everything, she's like, no, I don't want to. I'm still Britt, and you're still Jason. And they had this little conversation where she was like defending no, and he explains yes, and somehow it moves into like she asks him, "Are you proud of the fact that you can hold a gun? Or you're good at killing people?" I think is what she said. It was something along. He was explaining, he somehow got to the point where he was talking about like taking work for Sonny. And yes, in that moment after Jason was shot, he was erratic and everybody was acting a certain soft way about him. Like he was going to hurt, everything because he was so fragile and destroy everything he had built, blah, 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 whatever Jason's, so he ends up working for Sonny and he figures out he's good. He tells her that he's good at handling a gun and that is a skill he can get better at. That's why he's an expert shot. And you know, he needed to be this. He didn't need to be, but he became this enforcer because Sonny needed one. And Britt's like, are you proud of this quality? And he said some things about it, and Jason gave this little quiver of his lip, and he was like, no. It was so cute. And you know, I've seen this play out a lot with the Jason storyline where we've talked about him and what everybody else's opinion and like how the narrative is, how he tells the story and how they perceive it. And today it was great because she was sitting there, she was listening to him, and she crossed her legs to show that she was like paying attention, and she'd like put her hand on him, and she was like, I understand why people like can just assume you don't have feelings, but like I think you do. It was just cute. And he ended up putting, because I love Brit, love me some Brit, and he put his hand in her hand, and like he kissed her, you know, he put his hand on, it's very intimate. So like they're like a thing. And I wonder, because like everyone keeps saying that Nina's gonna somehow get pregnant with Sonny's kid. Yo, if she does, I'm done. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy because y'all told us that she was going through menopause. You cannot backpedal menopause. No, can't do that. She's already going through it. There's nothing we can do about it. We talked about it for a while. She went crazy over it. And like the Nina character couldn't have kids before. Like she's been in menopause for a while. It's too late. She even tried again later with the new Nina. The new Nina tried. So like, stop saying she's gonna have a baby. People online are driving me nuts with that. That's not possible. This one's possible. This one's fucking possible because I'm pretty sure there is nothing so far that has like led us to think that Britt can't have a baby now. Right? I mean, she's having Huntington's disease, the characterizations for it, you know, because she's got the gene and things are happening, her tremors. This was a terrible gesture. You know, she's symptoms, even though Jason wasn't calling them symptoms. She's having tremors, even if they're, you know, stress related or not. She's flipping out and she doesn't want to pass this on to anybody. You know, I think there could be a real storyline here. Hear me out, for like her having the right to choose, right? She might choose not to like there could be a whole storyline behind that. If she doesn't want to carry a baby because she doesn't want to pass on this genetic trait. We'll see. We could have that storyline. Not that like I'm pro killing pregnancies off or anything like that. I'm just saying this could be a storyline because Britt seems like the character who would be like, my body, my choice. I don't want to pass this on. Even if Jason has kids out there, I see his lifestyle and what's going on with his other baby mama, and I don't want kids. Like, that just seems like something she could do. Maybe. But if not, I would love a Britt and Jason baby. I would love for an accidental pregnancy and for her to freak out and be like, I don't know if I want to pass this on or not. And then like, in the end, have a little Jason baby and she'd be a little baby mama and she want to stay for a while. Because she's like totally okay with like people doing things that are shady because her parents are fucking shady, right? Britt does shit that's shady. Her job is shady. The fact that she got hired as chief of staff is shady. And she's probably gonna like step down, I think, as chief of staff after this whole Cyrus thing goes kaplooey. Because she needs to like take care of herself anyway. Maybe she'll go to Puerto Rico. Maybe Jason will take her to Puerto Rico. I doubt that'll happen. Because he like took Sam to an island and like that was their thing. Although I would love if we could just go to this island that we keep talking about. Anyway, I'm here for this. I could talk about this for a minute. I think I've been on Britt and Jason for a while. I hope that they get accidental pregnant. I do. This one I'm okay with. I am here for it. We saw Chloe in the very beginning take the fire poker and go into the woods. So the fact that like we don't see her until tomorrow, I was kind of like annoyed about. It looks like for the scenes to tomorrow, and I hate spoiling shit, but like looks like for tomorrow, she's gonna like show up and she'll probably knock like Austin out is what I'm guessing. So I mean, okay, that's fine. She's gonna do that. But Austin is here. Are we ever gonna see him again? Is he gonna help Maxie get out of the woods? I'll tell you about Austin. Okay. Austin is the Franco that we have like missed. Cause like I guess we just had to kill Franco. And Maxie just didn't bring up the fact that he looks like Franco, right? She's kind of like has a terrible history with Franco. She's very familiar with Franco, so she should know what his fucking face looks like. But I guess in this moment where she's like having a kid in the woods again, like, you know, she just doesn't acknowledge the fact that he looks like Franco. And we've done that before with Finn, right? Where like Finn just showed up into town and Kiki and a couple people, Nina's character, were just like a striking resemblance to Silas Clay, Kiki's father. You know what I mean? Like, and then it was just like, but he was a little quirky all on his own. So I guess this guy might be the same thing. Austin, all we know is like Mountain Man Austin, MD. We don't know what his specialty may be. He hasn't told us if he's like infant natal needle care or anything. I know I said that wrong. Or if we have an oncologist in Brits, also an OBG. So I don't know what Portia's specialty is. Finn is infections disease. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Monica's a heart doctor, right? So we'll see who this guy is gonna be, but I am excited to have Roger whoever back. I'm very excited about it. Very, 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 very excited about it because I love this guy. I think he is like stupid talented, and I love everything that he brings onto the scene, onto like his face and his character. He's like one of the very few actors I see who will like eat the food. You know what I mean? And that's just great. I love watching shit like that. And I could watch him all day. I could watch like him and Elizabeth's relationship is the reason I started liking Elizabeth again, because she's so fucking annoying. And she reminds me of somebody that I don't like a lot. And so, like, I sometimes, and I have that in the back of my head most of the time, but she's just like this, like the frail little bitch. Like, she's a little too tight and she's a little too prissy. And she's like, got like, it's okay for me to do other things, but like nobody else can do things attitude. High and mighty, hoity-toity bitchness to her, and I'm not into it. I've never been into the Elizabeth character for a while. And when she tried to take the not Jason for herself, I was like, she's fucking crazy. Why do we still let Elizabeth do shit like this? I'm really elevated. I gotta bring it down. But that gave us the window for like this little pariah to be like a social little outcast by herself. And for Franco to swoop in and like fall in love with her. And I didn't like her, but the fact that like she was there for Franco and was such an advocate for him, I began to like her again. And I think that when they brought the kids on the scene, I was beginning to like her again because like she's a mom. And I'm like, oh my God, she's older. She's not this, I mean, she is still an idiot who does stupid things, but like, she's just somebody who just wants a good life for her boys. And so I wonder if she's gonna go fucking nuts over this doctor. I would. He showed up on the screen with no shirt on, just like, by the way, I'm a mountain man. My name's Austin. Washboard abs. Like, woohoo! Ready for that. Let's have some shower scenes. I just want to see him. Let's get a hot girl summer with him. Like, shower scenes. I'm ready for it. Like, sweaty mountain man, take Elizabeth on a date in the park or something. Like, it was great. It was great. I'm here for it. I'm glad he's back, personally. If you couldn't tell. Peter's a fucking psycho. We know this. He was talking to Valentine for a minute. And he was real with Valentine. We haven't seen him, like, have this kind of honesty in a minute, but he laid out the cards for Valentine in the sense of, like, are you the one who took Brooklyn? She told me somebody was following her, and now she slipped her bodyguard, and I can't fucking find her. Do you have her? You would do this. Give me back my baby mama. You psycho Peter, sir. Not sir, little shit. And Peter was like, yo, dog, I would not harm your kids or their mother because I know that's lethal for you. Kids always come first, regardless of, like, what you care about Anna and her feelings and the people in her life. Your kids are where you become lethal. So I wouldn't, if there's something going on with Brooklyn right now, it's not me. Like, the way he read that line, I was like, nice. You know, because Peter's a fucking snot. And I keep hearing on other podcasts, like, people refer to him as, like, a Shakespearean. But he's a fucking psycho, right? And he's somebody who has romanticized his psychosis into thinking that it's fucking normal to do and say the things that he has done and is doing to Maxie. So I enjoy, even though I hate him, like, how he does his evil Peter. And, like, him laying it out there today for Valentine. And then, like, walking, and, like, Valentine walked out and he clocked the go-away bag. The man pulls it out and, like, opens the gift of, like, the silver rattle that he's giving his child. Because this is a gift he always wished he received. It's, like, not a silver spoon, because that's a little outdated, and that's not really something that, I mean, it's cute and all, but, like, it was the silver rattle that I think is his. Something always, yeah, like, it's symbolic of the silver spoon gesture. If I'm not mistaken, Michael has done that. He gave that to what he thought was baby Wiley, before it was his baby. What he was going to give Jonah, which was the little rattle, I think, or no, I think he had a little rattle made for little baby Jonah that he didn't give to Wiley. I think they told him to keep it, but I feel like that's something he did. So anyway, Peter has this fucking rattle and, like, goes into, like, a false memory daydream of Maxie, who had just given birth in this fucking moo-moo in the cabin, no Chloe in sight, to be like, here's your baby girl, which I totally expect her to, like, play that, because he can see that she's already doing that, but he's an idiot. He like to think that, like, this is normal. Like, not an idiot. He's a psycho. He's a psychopath. And he's an idiot to think that, like, this little silver rattle is going to help the fact that he had this woman taken to a cabin in the middle of nowhere before she put her onto a chopper with her newborn to fly off to somewhere on the run and separate her from the rest of her kids. He's a psycho. So, that's what I wanted to say about Peter. He's a fucking psycho. Valentine, bro, called Anna, and was like, I have the sinking suspicion that Peter's about to leave. So again, I feel like Valentine is probably the one who pushed him down. I want to throw that one back out there. I think he's the one that pushed her down. I pushed Peter down the flight of stairs. And then today we saw a woman in scrubs with Converse coming. I can assume it was a woman because it looked like tiny feet. And those, even though most people's feet in Converse look small, I think it was Elizabeth because I've seen her wear Converse in her scrubs before. I feel like she's gonna look at him and then like touch him, feel that his pulse is weak, and be like, and then like walk away. Like that'd be great. She just, because like he did that to her husband. That's what I hope, guess, is gonna happen. Last but not least, Sam and Dante. My boss. I love Sam. And I love that she brought the Aurora Media team into the softball league this year, or the base, it's softball, this year in Port Charles. And they're playing against the PCPD, and she was like, bro, what did you say? You first year back at the PCPD and now the baseball team, like you just like know how to make a comeback, don't you? Like they're sitting there dishing so much shit to each other, and Dante's doing that cocky thing he did. Bro, he did that shit when he met Lulu. He was a cocky little hothead who would just talk his confidence ways up. And like, it wasn't that he got that, it wasn't that he got so cocky that like her brothers took him out. It was like his mouth, I guess. I don't know, something she fell for. So Sam's doing the same thing, I guess. She's going to be talking shit with him and then fall into that swoon. Today he was showing her how to field the baseball bat all up. And, he was like, how's that feel? She was like, And there was a weird awkwardness. They're like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of tension that they're cooking, bro. I'm seeing some heat. And I know people aren't here for it, but like, I'm here for it. I think it's weird. It's really weird because they had all these people in common between them. But it makes sense, in all honesty. I think it makes sense. And it's going to make even more sense for this like weirdness between the two of them. They're like potentially going to be in love by the time Lulu comes back. Yeah, I'm here for that. I'm so here for that. Let's make it like weird. Let's do it. I would like it to get this kind of weird. I would love to bring up like how many people are in between them. They have these siblings. How many siblings and cousins intermingled with him or whatever, and she's already fucked his dad. Whatever. And like his mom fucked her dad. There's a whole thing. I'm here for it. Let's keep it weird. It's just some Port Charles passion. Like for Sam and Dante to get, hell yeah. That seems soap opera speed, in my opinion. The weirdness of that, let's do it. I'm here for it. That heat's been here for a minute. I think that's it. So I think I might have time to do this tomorrow. We'll see. But until next time, you guys, if you have stuck with me this long, thanks for sticking. Comment me and hit me up so we can talk about the show if you're just as obsessed as I am. As always, stay safe, peace to the planet, tip your waitresses. And as Lulu used to say, hey, Cherie, T-Cherie, Ava's willing to cover for Gladys to take down... Hold on, I'm going to read this before I leave. Ava's willing to cover for Gladys to take down Cyrus, but Nicholas decided to mess up. Bruh! Yeah, I was yelling about this one. I was yelling. Man, yelling about it. Or, don't get me started. Anyway, peace to the planet. And as Lulu used to say, bye.